Here's your wrestling news for December 10th, 2022. And we're kicking off today with SmackDown, and by this point, it should come as no surprise that Sami Zayn was a highlight of the show. On the show, Zayn helped the Usos retain their undisputed WWE Tag Team titles against the Brawling Brutes, but it's a segment after the match that has had fans talking. Backstage, Jey Uso told Zayn that he will need him to trim his hair and beard for next week, as there is something special planned for the honorary Us. Jey kept quiet about what this special occasion will be, but we do know that Roman Reigns will be on the show. Sami is likely about to go through some kind of appearance change, but fans will just have to keep tuned in next week to see what this is building to. SmackDown also saw women's tag team action, and in a rare sight, Ronda Rousey was on the losing side of things last night. We should stress that the SmackDown Women's Champion wasn't pinned herself, but it was Shayna Baszler who was pinned in their match against Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox. It's also worth mentioning that this loss came due to interference from Raquel Rodriguez, which resulted in Rousey and Baszler assaulting Shotzi yet again. While we're not sure if Rousey vs. Rodriguez will happen at the 2023 Royal Rumble, we are sure that the feud is slated for early next year. With reports of Rousey holding the gold until WrestleMania 39, don't expect Rodriguez to get the win, but the former NXT Women's Champion is clearly someone WWE wants to push. At WrestleMania 38, Roman Reigns unified the WWE and Universal Championships in a monumental moment that WWE quickly regretted. Reigns' rare appearances on Raw have caused friction between WWE and the USA Network, who are tired of not having a regular world champion on their show. WWE has been trying to figure out a plan to make things right, and now a solution may have been found. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer writes that there have been discussions of Reigns having two title matches at WrestleMania 39, one for the WWE Championship and the other for the Universal title. The report adds that at this time, the current frontrunners to challenge the Tribal Chief are Cody Rhodes and The Rock, though there's no confirmation on who will challenge for which belt. When Rhodes returned in April, he specifically said he promised his father that he would become WWE Champion, so there's a story that would explain challenging for one title. Reigns has been a dominant force for over 2 years now and could handle two matches on back-to-back nights, but we'll have to wait until WrestleMania season to know for sure. Reigns may be competing on WrestleMania Saturday and WrestleMania Sunday next year, but fans haven't seen the Tribal Chief in the ring in several weeks. The last time Reigns wrestled, it was at Survivor Series, where a spot during the match did not go as planned. The spot saw Kevin Owens slap him across the face, and in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's reported that the head of the table is out with a ruptured eardrum. Reigns isn't the only one injured, as Drew McIntyre was recently medically disqualified, and it's noted that he too is dealing with a ruptured eardrum. In the Scottish Warrior's case, it said that his injury was sustained prior to Survivor Series, but he insisted on competing and worked through the pain until a December 4th WWE Live event in Portland, Maine. It was after this show that McIntyre was medically disqualified, and while neither man are expected to miss a ton of in-ring time, WWE is now operating with arguably its two biggest stars. On this week's Raw, Matt Riddle was attacked by the Bloodline in a vicious beatdown that has written the original Bro off of TV. It's believed that the injuries Riddle suffered are just for kayfabe purposes, but fans won't be seeing him in the ring for some time. During SmackDown, it was noted that due to the attack, Riddle is dealing with a trauma to the trachea which has damaged his voice, and he's expected to be out of action for 6 weeks. This recovery window is interesting as the Royal Rumble event is 7 weeks away, and we wouldn't be shocked if he made a surprise return in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Whatever WWE has planned, Riddle will spend the rest of 2022 on the shelf, much to the disappointment of fans of the former US champion. Riddle won't be around for the foreseeable future, but one huge name fans will get to see this month is John Cena. With Cena's thriving career in Hollywood, the 16-time WWE World Champion has become less and less available for the promotion, but he will be on SmackDown in just a few weeks' time. As first reported by Variety, Cena will be on the final episode of the Blue Brand on December 30th at the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, but there's no word on what he'll be doing. Even with his tenure as a full-time wrestler well and truly over, Cena remains one of the most respected superstars of all time, and we expect something big from Big Match John to close out this year. Some have speculated that Cena's appearance on SmackDown will set something up for WrestleMania 39, a show that the former world champion is expected to be on. Cena's acting career forced him to miss WrestleManias 37 and 38, but there is now a roadblock on John's path to the biggest show of the year. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it is reported that Cena will be filming the movie Ricky Stenicki with Zac Efron, and the shoot will take place in Australia through February and March. While this doesn't immediately count out a Cena match at WrestleMania, it will mean that he won't be free as much as fans would have hoped, and if he does have a feud, his promos may have to come via satellite. It's ironic that a decade ago, Cena mocked The Rock for not being in person for their feud due to his movie career, and it now looks like Big Match John may be doing the same. With close to 10,000 miles between the United States and Australia, it's not like Cena will be able to arrive in each town for Raw to cut a quick promo, so if WWE is working with John, don't expect him to be appearing live in person. Over to AEW now, as at All Out, Chris Jericho faced Bryan Danielson in a 23-minute war that saw Jericho come out on top. When Danielson debuted for WWE, his first match in 2010 was against Jericho, but their rematch left a lot to be desired, at least according to Y2J. On the latest episode of Talk is Jericho, the reigning ROH World Champion said that while he'd wrestled Danielson in the past, that match wasn't an instant classic, and neither was All Out. Jericho explained his disappointment, saying that it was good, but that he fears both men tried a little too hard, and said that their match the following week was a barn burner of all barn burners. Y2J may not like the match, but as the longest bout at All Out, AEW's management clearly had faith in it, but it's not a showdown that the Wizard will be going back to rewatch. Of course, any match from AEW All Out 2022 has been overshadowed by what happened after the show, as CM Punk's words and actions put the spotlight on him. After his incendiary comments on the post-show media scrum, Punk, Ace Steel, and the Elite had a fight backstage in arguably the biggest controversy AEW has ever faced. Speaking about the fallout from All Out, Jericho criticized Punk for being unprofessional and said on his podcast that the roster were in dire straits. "We were fighting for our lives at that time. There was so much bad publicity on the company and kind of a black cloud, a haze over it, and dude, we were fighting back. We kind of took charge, Jon Moxley and Bryan and I, and let them know that the sky wasn't falling, that things happen, and we gotta keep the show rolling." Jericho has made his views on CM Punk abundantly clear since All Out, telling the world champion to his face that he was a cancer to the locker room following the media scrum and fight. Punk is still with the company, but is reportedly seeking a buyout for a rumored WWE return, and with stories that neither AEW nor WWE's locker room want him, the former world champion may be waiting quite a while for his next match. And we're ending with more from SmackDown, as the show marked a celebration of Kurt Angle's birthday, and the show didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. After SmackDown went off the air, Rey Mysterio, Triple H, and others from the WWE locker room came out to celebrate with Kurt and led a rendition of Happy Birthday with the crowd. Even after his release in 2020, Kurt has remained extremely loyal to WWE and has rejected offers from AEW, and it's good that the roster had the chance to celebrate with one of the all-time greats. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.